had him come, and we had put a bunch of compost and stuff there, and we had him till it in. And we had him do that for about, I'm trying to think how many years, probably 6 to 8 years. He would come over every fall, and I would just have so much, that I wanted tilled in. I mean, I took all my annual flowers, threw it along. We have hay, so it was straw, and so anything that didn't get tied right, it went in there. I mean, I usually have it about this high, and he would till it in. And the last time he did it, it was really interesting. He came, and he tilled about 2 feet further than he normally did. And he just went, bang! And he stopped. What happened? And he went back up to the top, and he did it, and he again went to, and he went bang! And I was sitting back there giggling, because I knew what it was. About the third time he got off the tractor, he went out there and he looked at it. And he came back and he says, I know what it is. And I said, what is it? And he said, I've never tilled that far. He says, it's like hitting rock. He said, I might as well be hitting a cement wall. It's that hard. I said, I know, we've worked hard to change this and get the soil the way we needed it. The other thing is compost and mulch. And this is the compost that I use. Depending on the compost you have, some of them are very, very high in nitrogen. So that if you put too much of them on, it will burn your plants. You get too high in nitrogen.
So you have to buy it in those little containers, right?
Yes. You no. I just thought I was going to pass this around so you guys could look at it. Okay. This actually comes from the Timpanogos Special Service District. This, yes, you know what it has in it. Okay, it has lots of leaves, lots of bark, lots of tree limbs, all chopped up, and they've been composted for over 2 years. And then they take the sewer, which has been composted, human sewer, and put in. When I first heard of this, I was like, no way. No way and no way. So then I softened it a little and said, well, maybe I can put it on my flower. So I put it on my flower beds for 4 years, and my flower beds came to life. And then I got some more information. And then I went to him and I said, do you use it on yours? And the lady said, yeah. And I said, how do you know it's safe to use on your vegetable garden? I said, I'm concerned about that. And she said, it has to pass 36 tests before it can go out. And she said, and by the time they both have been composted so long. And this compost is my favorite because it doesn't burn. And it's really full of a lot of organic matter. It's very high in nitrogen. I've had the soil tested since I put this on. And I do it different, and that's another story. But, if you want just a little bit of like turkey, the turkey manure compost, that's really high in nitrogen. And if you're only going to put on a few inches, go for it and till it in. It would be fabulous. So just know what you're working with the compost. I did something very, very strange. I have this much on my garden, and it's not tilled in. And I've never had such a fabulous garden in my life. This stuff is not too high in nitrogen, but you're sure not going to have to add any. Let me put it that way.
What's it called again?
What is it?
Where do you get it?
I'm going to pass this around.
You just
No,
get it's
there
American
it is.
Fork.
TSSD. It's down by the
Let's start.
dealerships there by GMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
I'm
so
going to dump.
one of the things
Special
that
Services District.
one of the things that I really
Your husband knows where he picked up
Oh yeah,
two
we
for
got a
me.
dump truck load.
Yeah.
so after I had tilled the garden for all these years and put all this organic matter and everything in it, and then I put this on the top. At first I started with about this much, and you don't till it in, because what happens when you don't till it in is the seeds that are down here will not germinate. Yippee! No weeds! You will have morning glory come up through it, because the morning glory, nothing's stopping that, okay? But, and I just have kept building, but a few years back I did some carrots that were very long carrots.
Talk louder.
I can't talk about it.
Oh, yeah, I can.
And the carrots were long, and they went down like this, and when their little roots felt that the soil was gonna change, even though the soil had been worked for 10 years, this is what every carrot did.
Wow.
I had L-shaped carrots, and every one of them, and I was like, what did I do?
They were spoiled.
And then I looked at it and went, oh, they prefer the soil that they're in, and they're not going down. So it was very, very interesting. You had a question over here, huh?
Do you till spring and fall or just spring? When spring and fall? Do you do it spring and fall or just spring tilling?
When I used to till, we tilled a lot of organic matter in the fall. That's when we were doing it with like the tractor and the tiller. We were doing that in the fall because it gives everything time to break down as the hot, the cold and ice, and as it helps them to break down. This compost I actually put on in the spring.
But if you were going to till, you would get the spring too.
You can still do that in the
Yeah.
spring, yes,
You would do it
yes. If you're, yes. The other just gives it more time.
Well, and I was wondering, you mentioned that you had your soil tested. How often do you do that? Where do you take it?
Oh, the extension service, you can
Okay,
get there, and you can have it tested there. I actually went to a different place, and I can't even remember what it was, it gave me this. And they were like, don't add any more to the soil. Okay. Okay, the next one. Okay, preparing your garden soil. Go ahead. Okay, hauling soil. Here in Utah, a lot of us move into a new home and we need soil, right? So what we do is we have some soil hauled in, and they'll tell you that it is topsoil.
Wrong.
Wrong. There's no such thing in Utah as topsoil, so don't pay the extra, okay? You really will have a hard time. There is a couple of places right out of Springville, if it's coming out of the canyon, there's some real topsoil there, but mostly it is just the soil that yeah. So don't buy topsoil in Utah. I would